තෙරුවන් සරණයි සියලු දෙනාටම නමෝ බුද්ධාය. Good evening all. Very warm welcome to our regular Saturday evening Dhamma Dhana program hosted by Lecture Dhammanikethanaya Buddhist Center. Regularly on every Saturday evening, we facilitate this for our devotees to come together and join the temple, gain the blessings, and improve the understanding of the teachings of the Buddha. This is a great meritorious blessing that can gain a lot of merits. It is a form of Dhana. In fact, it is the highest form of Dhana we call Dhamma Dhana. Anybody can sponsor these programs and earn that highest Dhana called Dhamma Dhana, share it in their important occasions in life, or those can be transfer merits into those who are no longer with us. Therefore, if you would like to sponsor any of these Saturday evening Dhamma programs, facilitating these teachings to be benefited by the community is the highest form of blessing. Now we are going to start our program. We will first observe the 5 precepts and then pay our homage to the Buddha Dhamma Sangha together. After that, there will be a Sinhala Dhamma sermon. Then few minutes of chanting blessings. We chant the Bojjhanga Suttas. Bojjhanga Suttas are very important healing suttas that even Buddha himself chanted at the bedside of the sick people. It is a very helpful chanting for spiritual development because it explains the essence of spiritual progress. Even Buddha was not feeling well, monks chant those particular discourses at the bedside of the Buddha that made him feel instantly uplifted, changed. So therefore, this is a very special form of protection chanting. We will be doing few minutes of chanting to wish you all happiness and good health. And finally, we will have an English Dhamma sermon. Followed by that, there will be children's Dhamma sharing and meditation to finish the program today. To observe the 5 precepts, we kindly request you to be prepared and say Namo Tassa 3 times. Teruwan Saranai silu denatama Sama Senasurada dinakama පැවැත්වෙන ධර්ම දානමය පින්කමයි අපි සිදු කිරීමට බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ. ධර්ම දානමය පින්කම තමයි පින්කම් අතර ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨම පින්කම. අපිට ධර්මය බෙදා දෙන්නට ධර්මයේ දානය කරන්නට පුළුවන් කමක් තිබෙනවා නම් ඒක තමයි දාන අතර ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨම පින්කම හැටියට සැලකන්නේ. ඉතින් සෑම සෙනසුරාදා හවසකම ලෙක්චර් ධම්මනිකේතන බෞද්ධ මධ්‍යස්ථානයේ මගින් පවත්වන ධර්ම දාන වැඩසටහන අපි හැම දිනාටම විශේෂ ආශිර්වාදයක් පන්සල සමග එකතු වෙමින් ස්වාමින් වහන්සේලාගේ ආශිර්වාද ලබා ගනිමින් ධර්මයේ මෙනෙහි කරමින් ධර්ම අධ්‍යයනයේ යෙදෙමින් අපේ ජීවිතය දියුණු කරගන්න ආරක්ෂා කරගන්න දුකින් අත මුදවා ගන්නට ලැබෙන ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨ අවස්ථාවක් හැටියට සලකාගෙනයි හැමදෙනාම මේ පින්කමට සම්බන්ධ වෙන්නේ. එනිසා දැන් අපි මේ පින්කම ආරම්භ කරන්නට කවුරුත් සාදුකාරයක් පවත්වමින් නමස්කාරය තුන් වරක් කියන්න.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo thasse bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhasse. Namo thasse bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhasse. Namo thasse bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhasse.
Hang saranang gacchami.
Buddhang saranang gacchami.
Dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dhammang saranang gacchami.
Sanghang saranang gacchami.
Sanghang saranang gacchami.
Yampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Itiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Yampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Itiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Yampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Itiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Yampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Itiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Yampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Yampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Yampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Pānātipātā veramani sikkāpadang samadhiyāmi.
Pānātipātā vērmani sikkhapadang samadhiyāmi.
Dhana veramani sikkāpadang samadhiyāmi.
Adinnādāna vērmani sikkhapadang samadhiyāmi.
Kāmesu miccācārā veramani sikkāpadang samadhiyāmi.
Kāmesu miccācārā vērmani sikkhapadang samadhiyāmi.
Sāvādā veramani sikkāpadang samadhiyāmi.
Sāvādā vērmani sikkhapadang samadhiyāmi.
Rāmēraya majjapamādattāna veramani sikkāpadang samadhiyāmi.
Rāmīre majjapamādattāna vērmani sikkhapadang samadhiyāmi. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
We pay our homage to the supremely enlightened Lord Buddha, the Dhamma and the Sangha. May these blessings be with you all for the well-being and happiness. Bearing those in our hearts, let us pay our homage to the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha together. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Iti piso bhagava Arham Samma Sambuddho Vijjācarana Sampanno Sugato Lokavidu Anuttaro Purisa Dhamma Sarathi Satta Deva Manussanang Buddho Bhagavati Buddhang Jivitang Yava Nibbanang Saranang Gacchami. Swakhato Bhagavata Dhammo Sanditthiko Akaliko Ehi Vassiko Opanayiko චත්තං වේදිතබ්බෝ
විඤ්ඤෝහිති ධම්මං ජීවිතං යාව නිබ්බානං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි
සුපටිපන්නෝ
භගවතෝ ශාවක සංඝෝ උජුපටිපන්නෝ භගවතෝ ශාවක සංඝෝ
ඥායපටිපන්නෝ
භගවතෝ ශාවක සංඝෝ සාමීචි පටිපන්නෝ භගවතෝ ශාවක සංඝෝ
යතිදං
තාරි
චත්තාරි
පුරිස යුගානි අට්ඨ පුරිස පුග්ගලායේස භගවතෝ ශාවක සංඝෝ ආහුනේයෝ
පාහුනේයෝ
දංගිනේයෝ අංජලි කරණීයෝ අනුත්තරං පුඤ්ඤක්කෙත්තං ලෝකස්සාති
සංඝං
විතං යාව නිබ්බානං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි
වන්දාමි චේතියං
සබ්බං
සබ්බං
සබ්බඨානි සුපතිට්ඨිතං ශාරීරික ධාතු මහා බෝධින් බුද්ධ රූපං සකලං සදා
යස්ස මූලේ
සින්නෝව
නිසින්නෝව
සම්බාරි විජයං අකාපත්තෝ සබ්බං යුතං සත්තා වන්දේ තං බෝධිපාදපං ඉමේ ඒතේ මහා බෝධි ලෝකනාතේන පූජිතා අහං පිතේ නමස්සාමි
බෝධිරාජා
නමස්තුතේ ඝනසාරප්පදිත්තේන දීපේන තමදං
තිලෝකදීපං සංබුද්ධං පූජයාමි තමෝනුදං ගන්ධ සම්භාර යුත්තේන දූපේනාහං සුගන්ධිනා පූජයේ පූජනීයන්තං පූජාවාජන මුත්තමං වන්නගන්ධ ගුණෝපේතං ඒතං කුසුම සන්තතින් පූජයාමි මුනින්දස්ස සිරිපාද සරෝරුහේ පූජේමි බුද්ධං කුසුමේන නේන පුඤ්ඤේන මේතේන ලබාමි මොක්ඛං උප්පං මිලායාති අතායි ධම්මේ කායෝ තතායාති විනාශ භාවං සුගන්ධං සීතලං කප්පං පසන්න මధుරං සුභං පානීය මේතං භගවා පතිගන්හාතු උත්තම අදිවාසේතුනෝ බන්තේ කිලාන පච්චයං ඉමං අනුකම්පං උපාදාය පතිගන්හාතු උත්තම අදිවාසේතුනෝ බන්තේ සබ්බං සද්දාය පූජිතං අනුකම්පං උපාදාය පතිගන්හාතු උත්තම කායේන වාචා චිත්තේන පමාදේන මයා කතං අච්චයං කමමි බන්තේ භූරි පඤ්ඤ තථාගත කායේන වාචා චිත්තේන පමාදේන මයා කතං අච්චයං කමමි ධම්ම සම්දිට්ඨික අකාලික කායේන වාචා චිත්තේන පමාදේන මයා කතං අච්චයං කමමි සංඝ සුපටිපන්න අනුත්තර ඉමිනා පුඤ්ඤ කම්මේන මාමේ බාල සමාගමෝ සතං සමාගමෝ තු යාව නිබ්බාන
සම්පත්තියා
ආකාසට්ටා ච බුම්මට්ටා දේවානාගා මහිද්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරන් රක්칸තු ලෝක
සාසනං
ආකාසට්ටා ච බුම්මට්ටා දේවානාගා මහිද්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරං රක්칸තු දේශනං ආකාසට්ටා ච
බුම්මට්ටා
දේවානාගා මහිද්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරං රක්칸තු මං පරන්ති තාවතාච අම්මේහි සම්පදං පුඤ්ඤ සම්පදං සබ්බේ දේවානුමෝදන්තු සම්ප සම්පත්ති
සිද්ධියා
ඉදං මේ ඥාතීනං හෝතු සුඛිතා හොන්තු ඥාතයෝ ඉදං මේ ඥාතීනං හෝතු සුඛිතා හොන්තු ඥාතයෝ ඉදං මේ ඥාතීනං හෝතු සුඛිතා හොන්තු ඥාතයෝ සාදු සාදු සාදු. Now we are moving into our Sinhala Dhamma sermon, which would take about 20 minutes. During that time, those who are not familiar with the language, you can practice few minutes of meditation. After that, we'll continue our program in English. හැම දිනාටම තෙරුවන් සරණයි. අද දවසේ නියමිත සිංහල ධර්ම දේශනාව ආරම්භ කිරීමටයි අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ. ඒ සඳහා අපි තාම ගෞරවයෙන් ආරාධනා කර සිටිනවා ගාල්ල බද්දේගම දුටුගැමුණු රජමහා විහාරස්ථානයේ ශ්‍රී රතනසාර විද්‍යායතනයේ විදුහල්පති අති ගෞරවනීය ශාස්ත්‍රපති පඬිත දාම්වල පියනන්ද පඬිත හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේට අද දවසේ නියමිත සිංහල ධර්මානුශාසනාව පවත්වන ලෙස කවුරුත් උතුම් ගෞරවයේ හිත ඇති කරගෙන ධර්ම ශ්‍රවණය කිරීම සඳහා ආරාධනා කිරීමක් වශයෙන් සාදුකාර පවත්වමින් ධර්ම ශ්‍රවණය කරන්න.
समन्ता चक्रवालेषु अत्रा गच्छन्तु देवता सद्धम्मं मुनिराजस्य सुनन्तु सग्ग मोक्खदं धम्मश्रवण कालो अयं वदन्ता धम्मश्रवण कालो अयं वदन्ता ධම්මස්සවන කාලෝ අයං වදන්තා නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු වරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස. මූලාසනයේ වැඩ සිටින ලෙක්චර් ධර්මනිකේතනාරාමාධිපති ශාස්ත්‍රපති අවසරයි අකුරල සමිත පඬිත හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේගෙන් අවසරයි ධර්ම ශ්‍රවණාබිලාසී රසික ජයවර්ධන මහත්මයා ප්‍රදාන ආදරණීය දූ දරුවනි මා මේ වෙලාවේ සූදානම් වන්නේ අද දිනට නියමිත ධර්ම සිංහල ධර්ම දේශනාව පැවැත්වීමට. අපි මේ දවස්වල මාතෘකාව ලෙස තබාගෙන තිබෙන්නේ සප්ත ආර්ය ධනය. එහි තුන්වෙනි අංගය පිළිබඳවයි අද මාතෘකාව තිබෙන්නේ. අද මාතෘකාවේ නම හිරි ධනය. සප්ත කියලා කියන්නේ 7යි, උතුම් ආර්ය ධන 7ක් පිළිබඳව බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේ කරන ලද දේශනාවක් වෙයි මෙම මාතෘකාවට පදනම් වී තිබෙන්නේ. එහි තුන්වන අංගය සද්ධා ධනය, සීල ධනය, ඒ වගේම හිරි, ඔත්තප්ප, සුත්ත, ඡාග, පඤ්ඤා කියන මේ හත අතරින් අද මාතෘකාව හිරි. සාමාන්‍ය අදහස හිරි කියන ධනෙහි තේරුම තමයි ලැජ්ජාව. තමාගේ හිතට එන ලැජ්ජාව. ලැජ්ජාව නිසා පවට පව් නොකිරීමයි මෙහි අදහස. එතකොට අපි අහලා තිනෝ පව් කියන වචනය. ඒ වගේම පින් කියන වචනය. පව් පින් කිව්වහම යුගල පදයක් හැටියටත් ගන්නවා. ඒ වගේම කුසල සහ අකුසල. පින් පව් කුසල අකුසල කියන මේ වචන හතරෙහි වෙනස් වූ අර්ථ තියෙනවා. දැන් මෙතන අකුසල කර්ම කිරීමට ඇති බය එහෙම නැත්නම් අකුසල කර්ම කිරීමට ඇති නොකමැත්ත පිළිබඳවයි මේ කතා කරන්නේ සප්තාර්ය ධනයේදී. සාමාන්‍ය සවත් සරල විදියට කිව්වොත් ලැජ්ජාව නිසා මිනිස්සු පව නොකිරීම. එය මිනිස්සුන්ට තියෙන ධනයක්. පව කියලා කියන්නේ පව තමන්ටත් වරදක් වන අනුන්ටත් වරදක් වන දේවල් දෙදෙනාටම සමාජයටත් වරදක් වන දේවල් පව හැටියට ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒකේ විරුද්ධ පාර්ශ්වය පින්. පින කියලා කියන්නේ තමන්ටත් යහපතක් වන අනුන්ටත් යහපතක් වන සමාජයටත් යහපතක් වන දේවල් පින් හැටියට ගන්න පුළුවන්. පින තව විදිහකට කියන්න පුළුවන් සතුට කියලා. එතකොට අපි පින් අනුමෝදන් කරන්න පුළුවන්. පින අපි දාන ධර්මාදී කටයුතු කරලා දාන දීලා දානයක් දීලා පැන් වඩලා පින් අනුමෝදන් කරනවා. පින් දෙන්න පුළුවන්. හැබැයි මෙතන මේ අකුසල කියන අකුසල සහ කුසල කියන වචන දෙකේ තේරුම ගත්තාම කුසලය කියලා කියන්නේ හැකියාවට. කුසලතාව කියලා ඒකේ පදයකුත් හැදෙනවා. කුසලතාව. ඒකෙන් තවත් පදයක් හැදෙනවා කුසලානය. හැකියාව නිසා ලැබෙන දෙයට කියන කුසලානය කියලා. එතකොට කුසලය කියලා කියන්නේ හැකියාව. ඒකට අකුසලය කියලා කියන්නේ නොහැකියාව. මොනවද කුසල කියලා හැකියාව කියලා කියන්නේ? නරක දේවල් සමාජයට තමන්ට අනුන්ට අයහපත වන දේවල් අකුසල ගණයට ගන්නවා. ඒකෙම අනිත් පැත්ත ඒ අයට යහපත් වෙන දේවල් කුසල පක්ෂයේ හැටියට ගන්නවා. බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේ තමාගේ ශරීරයෙන් එහෙම නැත්නම් පුද්ගලයෙක්ගෙන් සිත, කය, වචනය කියන ద్వාර තුنين සිද්ධ වන අකුසල ධර්ම එහෙම නැත්නම් කුසල කර්ම 10ක් දේශනා කරලා තිබෙනවා. ඒකෙදි සිතින් සිතට අපට එන මනෝ මූල සිතුවිලි ප්‍රධාන වශයෙන් 3ක් තියෙනවා. අකුසල පැත්තටයි කුසල පැත්තටයි. පළවෙනි එක තමයි තමන්ගේ හිතට එන පළවෙනි අකුසල කර්මය තමයි මිත්‍යා දෘෂ්ටිය. එය පදනම් කරගෙන මිත්‍යා දෘෂ්ටිය පදනම් වෙලා මිත්‍යා දෘෂ්ටි කියලා කියන්නේ වැරදි දැකීම. උදාහරණයක් ඇටියට සත්වයින් ඝාතනය කිරීමෙන් ඵලයක් නැත මිත්‍යා දෘෂ්ටියක්. සත්තුන් ඝාතනය කිරීමෙන් පවක් හෝ කිසි දෙයක් සිද්ධ වෙන්නේ නැහැ කියලා හිතුවොතින් ඒ මිත්‍යා දෘෂ්ටියක්. උදාහරණයක්. ඒ මිත්‍යා දෘෂ්ටිය කියලා කියන්නේ සිතුවිල්ල පදනම් කරගත්ත ගමන්ම මානසික වශයෙන් අකුසල් කිරීමට පෙළඹෙනවා. දෙවෙනි එක තමයි ව්‍යාපාදය. ව්‍යාපාදය කියලා කියන්නේ අනුන් නසන තරහව. ඒ වගේම අවිද්‍යාව කියලා කියන්නේ දැඩි ලෝභකම, මසුරු බව. මේ ළමයි නෙමෙයි. මේ ළමයිට මේ සිතුවිලි නැහැ. ඊට වඩා වැඩි වයසටපත් වෙච්ච මේ වගේ තියෙන අයට මේ මානසික සිතුවිලි පැමිණෙන්න පුළුවන්. මොනවද මනසට එන අකුසල සිතුවිලි? එක තමයි මිත්‍යා දෘෂ්ටිය, දෙක ව්‍යාපාදය නොහොත් අනුන්නසන තරහව, තුන්වෙනි එක අවිද්‍යාව නොහොත් අනුන්ගේ සම්පත් වලට ඇති ආශාව. අවිද්‍යාව. එය ඊර්ෂ්‍යාව මත පදනම් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඊර්ෂ්‍යාව. jealous අනුන්ගේ සම්පත් වලට ඇති කැමැත්ත. මේ තුන මනසට ඇති වෙන අකුසල චේතනා හැටියට සඳහන් කරනවා. මේකේ අනිත් පැත්ත කුසල චේතනාව. අනුන්ගේ සම්පත් වලට ඊර්ෂ්‍යා නොකිරීම, අනුන්ට මෛත්‍රිය, දයාව, කරුණාව දැක්වීම, ඒ වගේම සම්‍යක් දෘෂ්ටි ඇති කර ගැනීම කුසල පක්ෂයේ ගණයට ගන්න පුළුවන්. සිතින් සිදුවන අකුසල කර්ම 3යි. ඒ වගේම කයින් සිදුවන අකුසල කර්ම 3යි. ප්‍රාණඝාතය, අදත්තාදානය සහ කාමමිත්‍යාචාරය. ඒ වගේම වචනෙන් සිදුවන අකුසල කර්ම 4යි. මුසාවාද, පිසුනාවාද, පරුසාවාද, සම්පප්පලාප. මේ අය හොඳට දන්නවා. මේ 10 අකුසල, මේ 10 වැරදි පැත්තට කතා කිරීම, උත්සාහ කිරීම, තමන් කිරීම, ඒට අනුබල දීම, ඒ සඳහා වර්ණනා කිරීම කියන මේ කාරණා වලින් එකක් හෝ සිද්ධ කළොත් එහෙම අපේ දස අකුසල කර්ම සිද්ධ කළා වෙනවා. එතකොට බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ මේ හිරි ධනය හැටියට සඳහන් කරන්නේ ලැජ්ජාව නිසා මේ කාරණා වලින් ඈත් වෙනවා. ලැජ්ජාව වෙන්නේ කාටද? සමාජයට. ළමයි හැටියට ගත්තාම මේ කාරණා වලින් ඈත් වෙන්න ඕන දෙමාපියන්ගේ ගෞරවයට තිබෙන ලැජ්ජාව නිසා. දෙමාපියෝ ඊට හොඳ සමාජ ජීවිතයක් ගත කරනවා. ඒ වගේම Tamanට උගන්වන ගුරුවරු හොඳ තත්ත්වයේ ඉන්නෝ. අපි දන්නෝ ළමයි හැටියට මේ වගේ වරදක් යම්ම හුසුළු හෝ වරදක් ඉස්සෙල්ලා කරොත් එහෙම ඉස්සෙල්ලම බැලුම් අහන්නේ, ඉස්සෙල්ලම දෝෂාරෝපණයට ලක් වෙන්නේ ඒ අයගේ දෙමාපියෝ, ඒ අයගේ ගුරුවරු, ඒ අයගේ මුතුන් මිත්තෝ. එතකොට මෙතෙන්දී බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ සඳහන් කරනවා මේ අකුසල කර්ම වලින් වළකින්න තමන්ගේ ගෞරවය, තමන්ගේ ආත්ම ගෞරවත්වය පිළිබඳව කල්පනා කරන්න. තමන් යන පාසල, තමන් ඉන්න නගරය, ප්‍රදේශය, මේ ප්‍රදේශයේ ඉන්න කෙනෙක් හැටියට ඒ ප්‍රදේශවල තිබෙන නීති රීති අනුව ආරක්ෂා කර ගැනීමෙන් ජීවත් වීම, අකුසල කර්ම නොකිරීම, වැරදි වැඩ නොකිරීම ලැජ්ජාව නිසා කිරීම කියලා සඳහන් කරන්න පුළුවන්කම තිබෙනවා. ඉතින් මේ පිළිබඳව ආදිපතේය කියන සූත්‍රයක් තිබෙනවා. ඒකේ වරදින් මිදීම සඳහා අවශ්‍ය කරන ධර්මතා 3ක්, වරදකින් මිදීම සඳහා, වරදක් නොකර හිඳීම සඳහා හේතු වන කරුණු 3ක් කියලා දෙනවා. වැළකෙන්න ඕන හේතු 3ක්. අත්තාදිපතේය. තමා ගැන හිතලා කල්පනා කරලා වරදින් නිදහස් වෙනවා. තමන්ට හිරේ යන්න වේවි, තමන් අපහසුතාවයටපත් වේවි, රජයෙන් විවිධ දඬුවම් ලැබේවි, පොලිසියෙන් අල්ලගෙන යාවි. ඒ වගේම තමන්ට මේකෙන් විපාකයක් ලැබෙනවා කියලා කර්මය පිළිබඳව විශ්වාස කරලා කරන්න එපාලු. ධම්මාදිපතේය බුදුරජාණන් ධර්මයේ අනුව තමන්ට විපාකයෙන් ලැබෙනවා කියලා මේකෙන් වළකින්නලු. ඒ වගේම ලෝකාදිපතේය ලෝකයාට ඇති ලැජ්ජාව, මව්පියා, දෙමාපියෝ ආදී වශයෙන් ඒ අයට ඇති ලැජ්ජාව නිසා ලෝකාදිපතේය ලෝක ධර්මතාවයේ හැටියට කල්පනා කරන්නලු. එතකොට හිරි කියන මේ ලැජ්ජාව දේව ධර්මයක් හැටියට සඳහන් කරනවා. දේව ධර්මයක්. ඒ වගේම ලෝකපාලක ධර්මයක් හැටියට සඳහන් කරනවා. හිරි ලැජ්ජාව දේව ලෝකපාලක ධර්මයක් කියන ලෝකේ පාලනය කරන හොඳ නීතියක්. හිරි නොහොත් ලැජ්ජාව නිසා මිනිස්සු ගොඩාක් සමාජයේ සම්මත දේවල් වලින් ඈත් වෙලා ඉන්නවා. ඒ වගේම නීතියානුකූල දේවල් වලින් මිනිස්සු ඈත් වෙලා ඉන්නවා. ධර්මයට අනුව දස අකුසල වලින් ඈත් වෙලා ඉන්න කටයුතු කරනවා. අපි එහෙම කටයුතු කරන්න කෙනෙකුට පුළුවන් නම් බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ දේශනා කරනවා එය මේ ලෝකෙ තිබෙන ආර්ය ධන 7න් එකක් කියලා. ධනය කියලා කියන්නේ මෙතන මිනිසාගේ මෙලොව ආරක්ෂා කරනවා. මොකද මේ ගුණධර්ම ආරක්ෂා කිරීමෙන් මෙලොව ආරක්ෂා කරනවා, ඒ වගේම පරලොව ආරක්ෂා කරනවා. මම මේ ධර්ම දේශනාව හමාර කරනෝ ඉතාම කුඩා කතාවක්. හිරි කියලා කියන්නේ ලැජ්ජාව. බුදුහාමුදුරුවන්ගේ කාලේ බුදුහාමුදුරුවන්ගේ මල්ලි එක් කුසේ උපන්න මල්ලි නෙවෙයි වෙන සහෝදරයෙක් ඥාති නන්ද කුමාරයා. නන්ද කුමාරයා බුදුහාමුදුරුවන්ගේ ගිහි කල සහෝදරයා. බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ නන්ද කුමාරයා පැවිදි වීමට කලින් දවසේ නන්ද කුමාරයාගේ ගෙදරට යනවා. නන්ද කුමාරයාගේ ගෙදරට ගියාම දානි වන්දලා ආශිර්වාද කරලා බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ සියලු දේවල් සිද්ධ කරලා නන්ද කුමාරයාට පාත්‍රය අතට දෙනෝ බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ මෙයත් අරගෙන බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ පසුපස වඩින්න කියලා. දැන් නන්ද කුමාරයාත් මහා සංඝරත්නයත් බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝත් මග දෙපස ගෙවාගෙන විහාරයට නැත්තම් බුදුන් වහන්සේ වැඩ සිටින ආරාමයට වඩිනු. දැන් නන්ද කුමාරයාගේ සිතුවිලි පවට නෙමෙයි එතන ඇත්ත වශයෙන් නන්ද කුමාරයා හෙට විවාහ ප්‍රාප්ත වන දවස ජනපද කල්යාණී නොහොත් තමන්ගේ බිරිඳ තමන්ගේ පෙම්වතිය බලන් ඉන්නෝ ගෙදර රජමාලිගාවේ තමන් එනකම් දැන් නන්ද කුමාරයාගේ සිතුවිලි විස්තර කරනවා අස්සගෝස හාමුදුරුවෝ සෞන්දරානන්ද කියන පොතේ නන්ද කුමාරයා කල්පනා කරනෝ මම දැන් බුදුහාමුදුරුවන්ට පාත්‍රය දීලා මේ දැන් යනවා මම දීලා යනවා මේ වීදියේ පයින් යනකොට කල්පනා කරනෝ ඉස්සරහා වංගුවේදී මම බුදුහාමුදුරන්ට පාත්‍රය අනිවාර්යෙන්ම දෙනවා. බුදුහාමුදුරන්ට ළඟට යනකොට නන්ද කුමාරයාට පාත්‍රය දී ගන්න බැරි වෙනවා. මේ විදිහට විහාරයට ගිහිල්ලා විහාරේ නන්ද කුමාරයා කල්පනා කරනවා මම මේ ගේට්ටුව ළඟදී පාත්‍රය බුදුහාමුදුරන්ට දීලා මම යනවා ගෙදර. දැන් ජනපද කල්යාණී බලන් ඇති මං එනකම්. හෙට විවාහ උත්සවයේ මට කොයි තරම් වැඩ තියෙනවද? මේ ආදී වශයෙන් කල්පනා කරලා විහාරයට ගිහිල්ලත් බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ පාත්‍රය ගන්නෑ. විහාරයට ගියාට පස්සේ නන්ද කුමාරයාට සිද්ධ වෙන්නේ එයාගේ ජීවිතේ පුදුමාකාර දෙයකට මුහුණ දෙන්න වෙනවා. බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ යෝජනා කරනවා එයාට පැවිදි වෙන්න. මේ කතාව දක්වා එයාව පැවිදි වීම සඳහා ගෙන යෑමේ මානසික සිතුවිල්ල තුල තිබුණේ ලැජ්ජාව. පවට ඇති ලැජ්ජාව නෙමෙයි බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ නැමැති ශාස්ත්‍රවරයාට තිබෙන ගෞරවය එයා බුදුහාමුදුරුවන්ට දෙයක් ප්‍රතික්ෂේප කරන්න තිබිච්ච අගෞරවය ලැජ්ජාව කියන මානසික ධර්මයේ පදනම් වෙලා රහතන් වහන්සේ කෙනෙක් බවට පත් වුණා. ඉතින් මේ චූටි කතාව තවත් විස්තර ගොඩාක් තිබෙනවා. මේ වෙලාවේ හැටියට මේ ධර්මදේශනාවේ සාරයක් හැටියට හිරි ධර්මතාවය අපිට තිබෙනවා නම් ඒ තුලින් අපි වරදින් මුදවෙන්න අපිට උදව්වක් උපකාරයක් වෙනවා නම් එය ආර්ය ධනයෙන් එකක් බව මේ වෙලාවේ සීපත් කරනවා. බුදුහාමුදුරන්ගේ දේශනාවලට හැටියට ධර්ම ශ්‍රවණය කළ හැම දිනාටම නිරෝගී සම්පන්නිය චිර ජීවනයේ ඇති වේවා කියලා අපි මේ ධර්ම දේශනාව අවසන් කරනවා. සුඛී හෝතු.
සාදු සාදු සාදු. ඒ උතුම් ධර්ම දේශනාව අප කෙරෙහි අනුකම්පාවෙන් සිදු කරනු ලැබුවේ ගාල්ල බද්දේගම දිටුගම රජමහා විහාරස්ථානයේ රතනසාර විද්‍යායතනයේ විදුහල්පති අතිගෞරවනීය ශාස්ත්‍රපති පඬිත දාම්මල පියනන්ද පඬිත හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේ මේ දිනවල අපි සප්තාර්ය ධන කියන ආර්ය ධන 7 පිළිබඳව ධර්මදේශනා මාලාවක් පවත්වමින් කටයුතු කරන්නේ. ඒ අතර තුන්වෙනි ආර්ය ධනය තමයි හිරි ධනය කියලා සඳහන් කළේ. පව් කිරීමට අකුසල් කිරීමට යම්කිසි කෙනෙක්ගේ සිත තුළ ඇතිවන ලැජ්ජා සහගත ස්වභාවය හිරි නැමැති ධනය රැස් කර ගැනීමේ වැදගත්කම පැහැදිලි කරමින් පැවැත් වූ ධර්ම දේශනාවෙන් රැස් කරගත් කුසල ශක්තිය උන්වහන්සේගේ ශාසනික ජීවිතයේ සාර්ථක කර ගැනීමටත් සියලු අභිමතාර්ථයන් ඉෂ්ට සිද්ධ කර ගැනීමටත් ආශිර්වාදයක් වේවා කියලා අපි ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරනවා. හැම දිනාටම තෙරුවන් සරණයි. Now we are moving into few minutes of chanting blessings. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Evam me sutang ekam samayang bhagava rajagahe viharati veluvane kalandaka nivape tenako pana samayena ayasma mahakasabo pippali guhayang viharati abadiko dukkito ballagilano atako bhagava sayanna samayang patisallana vuttito ena yasma mahakassapo tenupasangkami upasangkamidva panyatte asane nisidi nisajjako bhagava yasmantang mahakassapang etadavoca kaccite kassapa kamaniyang kacciyapaniyang kacci dukkha vedana patikkamanti no abhikkamanti patikkamosanang panyayatino abhikkamoti name bante kamaniyang mayapaniyang ballame dukkha vedana abhikkamanti no patikkamanti abhikkamosanang panyayatino patikkamoti sattime kassapa bojjanga maya sammadakkhata bhavita bahuli kata abhinyaya sambodhaya nibbānāya samvaddati hatame satta sati sambojjhango ko kassapa maya sammadakkhāto bhavito bahuli kato abhinyaya sambodhaya nibbānāya samvaddati dhamma vicaya sambojjhango ko kassapa maya sammadakkhāto bhavito bahuli kato abhinyaya sambodhaya nibbānāya samvattati pīti sambojjhango ko kassapa maya sammadakkhāto bhavito bahuli kato abhinyaya sambodhaya nibbānāya samvattati passaddi sambojjhango ko kassapa maya sammadakkhāto bhavito bahuli kato abhinyaya sambodhaya nibbānāya samvattati samadhi sambojjhango ko kassapa maya sammadakkhāto bhavito bahuli kato abhinyaya sambodhaya nibbānāya samvattati upekkha sambojjhango ko kassapa maya sammadakkhāto bhavito bahuli kato abhinyaya sambodhaya nibbānāya samvattati meko kassapa satta bojjanga maya sammadakkhāta bhavita bahuli kata abhinyaya sambodhaya nibbānāya samvattanti tagga bhagava bojjanga tagga sugata bojjanga tidamavoca bhagavata mano ayasma mahakassabo bhagavato vasitang abhinandi uttahi chayasma mahakassapo tamma bhada tatapahino chayasmato mahakassapassaso abado ahositi yandun nimittang avamangalang cayo chamanapo sakunassa saddo papaggaho dussupinang akantang buddhanubhavena vināsamento yandun nimittang නිමිත්තං අවමංගලං ච යෝචා මනාපෝ සකුණස්ස සද්දෝ පාපග්ගහෝ දුස්සුපිනං අකන්තං ධම්මානුභාවේන විනාශමෙන්තු යං දුන්නිමිත්තං අවමංගලං ච යෝචා මනාපෝ සකුණස්ස සද්දෝ පාපග්ගහෝ දුස්සුපිනං අකන්තං සංඝානුභාවේන විනාශමෙන්තු දුක්ඛප්පත්තාච නිදුක්ඛා භයප්පත්තාච නිබ්බයා සෝකප්පත්තාච නිස්සෝකා හොන්තු සබ්බේ පිපානිනෝ සබ්බේ බුද්ධා බලප්පත්තා පච්චේකානං ච යං බලං අරහන්තානං ච තේජේන රක්ඛං වන්දාමි සබ්බසෝ දේවෝ වස්සතු කාලේන සස්ස සම්පත්ති තුච පීතෝ භවතු ලෝකෝ ච රාජා භවතු ධම්මිකෝ සාදු සාදු සාදු. That will come to our chanting of protection blessings. Now it is time for us to start the English Dhamma sermon. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One. Today, our Dhamma topic is on moral shame, the wealth of moral shame. We are hosting a series of talks to explain the 7 noble wealth, Saptha, Arya, Dhana. This is being explained in Arya Dhana Sutta Anguttara Nikaya as 7 wealth. First one was faith, Saddha Dhana. We call rational faith in Buddhism. Second one is called Sila Dhana, virtue or morality. Third one is our subject today, Hiri Dhana, moral shame. The fourth one, Ottappa Dhana, moral fear. Fifth one, Sutta Dhana, listening. Sixth one, Chaga Dhana, generosity or giving. The fifth one, seventh one, wisdom, Panya Dhana. This particular wealth or important factor called Hiri always goes along with Ottappa. Ottappa means moral fear. Most of the situations, most of the places in Buddhist teaching, these two are always explained in parallel to each other, in connection with each other, in conjunction with each other, together. Because those two, as a couple, is considered in Buddhist teachings guardians of the world, Loka Palaka Dharma. If those two does not have in any society, according to the Buddhist teachings, that could be a disaster. Buddhist teachings explain that there is no invisible, omnipotent, omniscient, almighty God to govern the world. The world is governed by set of morals, set of values according to Buddhist teachings. If the values being gone, the world would come into a disaster, a field of battlefield, and so much of it is like an animal society. Therefore, morality is the governing factor of the world or guardians of the world, Lokapalaka Dharma. Those, all the morals are generated by two wholesome state of mind we call Sobana Sadharana Chaitasika. Those wholesome, beautiful states of mind according to Abhidharma, there are 19 of them. Ekun Vissa Sobana Sadharana Chaitasika. Out of those 19 beautiful, wholesome states of mind, Hiri, moral shame, is one state of mind. Ottappa, moral fear, is another factor, a state of mind. Today, we talk this as separately. We talk today only moral shame, Hiri. Because even though it has been always explained, together, these two has very unique natures. Particularly the Hiri, the shame, is always function based on an individual. A person-centered, wholesome state of mind we call moral shame. Fear, someone abstain from doing something bad because the fear for the world. So the fear is world-centered, external world-centered mental state that avoid us doing bad things. Shame is a person-centered. Person thinks his or her own situations. As a result, the person abstain, avoid by doing bad things, negative things, because the person thinks it is not suitable. It is not really something I can do. Not out of fear of getting blamed from other world or other people, get punished by other people, but purely because that person feels not right, not correct. Therefore, this moral shame, we called it Sukha Dhamma, the white actions. The opposite of that we call Ahirika. Ahirika normally goes along with Anottappa. Ahirika means no shame to do any evil or bad things, the opposite of it. So this state of mind called Ahirika, that means no shame, can always lead into akusal. That means the person always lead into negative karmas, bad karmas. Whereas Hiri means moral shame. Shame to do any unwholesome bad things always lead you to practice good things, because you are avoiding the negative things. That is why they call Sukha Dhamma the white actions, white karmas. If the person does not have moral shame, a person behaves like an animal, does not respect to the mother, does not respect to the father, does not respect even to the stepmother, elders, uncles, aunties, teachers, husband, wife, because that person do not have the shame within oneself. That person can commit adultery, that person can steal each other's things, because that person do not have the shame within. In psychology, guilt is a psychological problem, which is not a good thing. But this shame is not really the guilt. Guilt is a bad thing. This is a state of mind that withdraws one, encouraging doing bad things. In the Iti Uttaka Pali, Buddha explained this Hiri as white kamma, a good action, which is the shame or moral shame. Shame is quite a broad word. That is why we translate this as moral shame. Fear is a very broad thing. You should not develop fear. Anxiety is not psychologically a good thing, but this is different to that psychological aspect of fear or anxiety. This is called moral fear. Moral fear means that you are afraid of doing bad things by knowing all the consequences and difficulties. So the moral shame always maintain centered by oneself. We call attadipateya, that oneself think of always about oneself before doing something. Whereas fear is lokadipateya, which means because of the problems that can generate from the world, that person afraid of doing any negative things. If the person do not have this particular wealth, this is a wealth that need to be earned. It does not come out of naturally. That person can put oneself into a very difficult situation, behave like an animosity or animal. The commentary written by the most elder monks explain 4 factors that can generate this moral shame. According to the nation, according to the age, according to the skill, according to the education, person find ashamed of doing things. This explain a commentary called Atta Salini, that moral shame can come out of one's birth, one's age, one's skill, which means courage and strength, one's wisdom or wide experience, one's birth. When someone of a respectable family does not want to act as someone who has not had a proper education, that person find a shame to do that. In also the age, I am in a such and such a age person, I should not be behaving like a child. Or I am a child, I should not be behaving like an adult. By that way, the person discipline oneself on moral shame. and also according to the person's skills, abilities. I am such and such a skilled person. Why should I do these things, weak things, or hurting other things, generating other things? And thereby, the person develop more courage and strength. Do not let the moral shame to manifest. And finally, according to the education, I am a teacher, I am a principal. I can't really do that. That person, based on the education, abstain from doing certain things. Not somebody will punish or there will be any rule or punishment, but because that is not suitable for such person to do. So therefore, a person always abstain from by reflecting, this is not something to my nation or birth, to my skills, to my age, to my wisdom. In the same way, we discuss in the next talk about the fear that has 4 types of fear. There are attanuada baya, because of afraid of oneself. Paranuada baya, because people will blame you. Danda baya, that means that eventually person will have to undergo a punishment. And dukkati baya means the person will eventually go into badly heaven, hell and lower realms. This is one's consciousness. We call her the Shakshya. And those are operated under 4 circumstances. One's own consciousness, Harda Shakshya. Society influence, Samaja Balapama. The law, Nitya. The last one is Karma. Attanuada bhaya, self-centered fear, comes from one's own consciousness, Harda Shakshi. Paranuada bhaya comes from because of the pressure of the society, Samaja Balapam. Third one, Danda bhaya, comes from the law, Nitya. Duggati bhaya comes from the karma, explanations of the karma. When you consider all these things, the wise person always have moral shame of doing bad things. Commentary explain a beautiful example to explain this moral shame and also moral fear. Commentary says, just imagine 2 iron balls. One iron ball, maybe we can say gold ball, is really cool, but already been infected, attached too much of bad things, negative things, dirty things like shit. The other iron ball is very, very hot. A person, wise person, would not hold the reddish iron ball because that will hurt and burn the hand. Even though the other iron ball, cool and not dangerous, the person will not touch that because it is being covered with shit or dirty things. Another example, in the society, there was a fox wanted to go in a fight with the lion. Lion is the king of the jungle. The cunning fox thought how to win this. He know that lion will not be an animal to be defeated. The fox eventually decide to go into have a bath in a toilet pit. and came with full of shit on the body. By seeing that fox come with that, lion said, even though I am very skilled, but I will not go into fight with you and get the dirty that you have in my body. That is what we call moral shame. That we are feeling ashamed by even associating, touching, that it impures our body, mind, and that is why we need to be really seriously understand this very subtle nature of moral shame. Whether we are a monk or whether we are lay people, it says, Buddha says that we need to develop this wholesome, beautiful state of mind called Hiri Dhamma as a wealth. When we do that, we avoid being ahirika, which means shame to do immoral things, shame to do bad things, shame to do black karma in our consciousness. That is why it is a sobana chaitasika, sadharana chaitasika. Sadharana means common, like a great earth for a great meritorious deeds. In another place, very important, this is being mentioned not alone with the ottappa, which means fear. The hiri is being purely and separately being used in the Kasibharadvaja Sutta. Hiri yotta, it says, Hiri isa mano yotta. Hiri is the pole that sits on the back of the neck of the ox. When the ox are being used for ploughing in the paddy field, they used a special tool called nagula. In that nagula, there is a pole which goes into the two wheels, and also there is a cross separate pole called isa. Isa here means called that pole is the hiri. Hiri isa. Shame is the pole. I will say the whole gatha in the Kasibharadvaja Sutta, which is a very special one. Saddha bijang tapo butti panya me yuga nangalang. Hiri isa mano yottang sati me pala pachanang. Faith is the seed. Buddha said that I am also doing the ploughing. How can he do the spiritual ploughing? Faith is the seed of the Lord Buddha. Austerity is the rain. Wisdom is my yoke and plough. Shame, here is the moral shame, hiri, is the pole. Mind is the reins. Mindfulness is my plough shared and good properly. Through that, I gain the bodily, verbally, mentally good actions, good benefit. So therefore, this hiri or moral shame is a very subtle state of mind we call sobana sadharana chaitasika that create moral and wholesome state. The opposite of that is called ahirika, that creates unwholesome field of karma. There are many degrees of this moral shame. Therefore, a person need to understand that according to the person's degree, a level of life that can be changed. Visuddhimagga explain this as a moral shame that can lead into, like a sotapanna person will have a different moral shame, whereas those who are not having much understanding of sammaditthi would not have the same moral shame. Therefore, a person has different level of moral shame. Some people really can't do certain things because they have established very well in that, and that is why that person will never go into lower realms called apaya, sotapanna person. The person who enters the first level of enlightenment will never make a unwholesome bad thing, because that person has the moral shame. The person does not have the fear of getting punished or world. Before that, the person has the moral shame to do any unwholesome things. Then, and finally, I would like to just explain a small Jataka story called Deva Dharma Jataka, the Jataka story of guardian morals of the world. This Deva Dharma Jataka, once there was a king, and that king has a queen. That queen had a son, the called Prince Mahimsa. And this, after that, another son was born. That son was named as Prince Moon. So the king had two sons now, Prince Mahimsa and the Prince Moon. Prince Mahimsa sir was the eldest. Prince Moon was the second of the family. After a while, the mother, queen of those two children, passed away sadly. After that, king wanted to give the best to the children and married another lady, a queen, and she became the stepmother for those two children. However, this lady was so kind and so wonderful, and they were living in great love and affection with the king. As a result, they had a baby, another prince, and they named that prince as Prince Sun. Now in this family, there are three children: Prince Mahimsa, Prince Moon, and Prince Sun. Because that another boy was born to this stepmother, new queen, the king was so happy and said, "Queen, I will give you any boon. You can ask me any boon, any promise. I will make that to you." When the king say that, king has to always abide by what the person says. Eventually, the queen said, "I will treasure it. I will keep it, that promise, to be fulfilled later. I will not ask it now. I will ask it later." So the king says, "That's fine. You can ask it anytime. I will give you any promise, whatever you ask, because I am so happy I have another boy, son." However, after many years back, this son became grown up, and all three of them brought up together. And one day this queen came and said, "King, you remember you gave me a boon, a promise? I would like to ask it now." Then king said, "Of course, I remember it. I will grant it you that, but you need to ask what it is." Then this queen said, "I like my son, who is the third one, to be the next king." The king was shattered. The king's very, very upset, started sweating and developing a lot of unpleasantness, shame. How can a person ask like that? I have two elder sons. According to our traditions, that goes on to the seniority. But king knew these people, like these ladies, can be really, really cunning and eventually make great harm for my elder two brilliant children. Therefore, kings asked those two elder sons to come into a room and said, "Something like this happened. I am really, really sorry about it. But I need to protect you, my children. I humbly request you something. Please leave this palace. Otherwise, this person can be really vicious and make great harm for you. I will give you all my blessings. Please leave this palace and go to the forest and stay there. Don't come until I passed away." When I passed away, you will get from the nature the message. By that time, come and get that. Until then, you need to be somewhere safe. So the two elder sons accepted what father said and decided to leave the palace to the forest. They saw that the youngest, who is the prince's son, saw these two boys were leaving the palace because they were living together. They were very good, and eventually went and asked, "Where are you going?" However, these two boys said what really going to be, and they are saying that they are going to live forever in the jungle. So this elder, the youngest one, the third one said, "In that case, I have been always brought up with you too. We play together, we eat together, we do everything together. So I can't really live without you. Therefore, I am also coming with you." So all three went to the jungle. While they were living in the jungle, the eldest brother said to the second brother, "There is a lake there. Please go and bring some water." The second brother, who is the moon, went there, and in there was a very, very furious water spirit, Jala Rakusa. And that water spirit catch the boy and said to the boy, "Whoever comes to this lake need to explain me what are the two guardian philosophies in this world, Loka Dharmata. If they don't know it, I am allowed to eat that person." You see, this water demon was appointed into this lake by the higher spirit with one promise: you only can eat those who do not know the moral shame, moral fear. If anyone knows, that can't be eaten. But this even water spirit has to practice that, otherwise that water spirit in trouble. So this second brother did not know that. When he was asked what is it, he said sun and the moon are the governing factors of the world. The water spirit says, answer is incorrect, therefore I am going to capture you. So he captured that person, hide in the water. The other two brothers waited and waited and waited, did not see the brother. And then eventually elder brother said to the third brother, which is the son, "Please go and find out what is happening and get some water." The third brother, youngest one, also went straight to the lake without investigating anything. Soon he stepped into the water. Water demon catch this boy, Prince son, and asked, "Do you know the Deva Dharma?" Deva Dharma means guardian principles of the world. This person said, doing all sort of different things is the Deva Dharma. The water spirit said, "No, that is wrong. You don't know the guardian principles of the world. Therefore, I would not release you." After waiting, the eldest one, Prince Mahimsasa, eventually went. He is very wise. He is our Bodhisattva. Before he go nearer to the lake, he investigate very well around it. He saw the footprint goes into the water lake, but not coming back. He realized there is something danger in this water lake. He went nearer to that and called, "If there is anyone who is putting my brothers in trouble, has to come out." Then this water spirit came and said, "Of course, I capture your two brothers. I asked them, what are the the world guardian ruling things? They did not know that. Therefore, I am allowed to catch them and eat them. I was given this lake with that. Whoever do not know that, I can eat them." However, this water spirit asked the eldest brother, "Do you know that?" This elder brother said, "Of course I know that. The guardian principles of the world are the moral shame and moral fear. By hearing that, the water spirit was very happy and released and said, you can ask any boon, any promise, and I will release one of your brothers. If you want to release one of your brothers, who would you ask? Then this elder brother said, I want my third brother, which is my step brother, which is called Prince Sun. The water demon said, your other brother is your blood brother. You are not practicing moral shame. You are not asking him. You are asking the other brother. This Prince Mahimsasa mentioned, no, that is not the case. If my third brother has any problem, the country will think that we will destroy him, we will put him trouble. Country will not understand the truth of this. Therefore, I need to protect that third brother before my second brother. That is why I was asking for that. However, this water demon was so happy with the nature of the first brother and released both of them out of goodwill. After that, this prince teach more Dhamma to the water demon and make him also wholesome person. So which means when somebody avoid by moral shame, that person can't anymore doing any bad things. After a while, they realized that their father has passed away, and three of them went back to the country and took the ruling power and brought also this water demon and make him a special house called Devala and gave him a lot of facilities and got his blessings as well, and make the world very prosperous, make the world very prosperous in their country, a successful country. That was called Deva Dharma Jataka. So with that, I would like to conclude my reflection on moral shame called Hiri Dhamma, which is Hiri Dhana, the wealth or the treasure of gaining the moral shame, is a sobana sadharana chaitasika that leads into a wholesome life, that leads into enlightenment stages like Sohan, Sakurdagami, Anagami, Arhat. The opposite of that called Ahirika, that leads into an unwholesome path, which leads into 4 lower realms, Satara Apaya. May this Dhamma reflection bring you the real understanding and the blessings to gain the highest attainment of the spiritual life. May you be well, happy and peaceful. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you very much. With that, I would like to pass on to our Rasikaya and also Padmanona to continue with the program. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. So we learned today another spiritual learning called Hiri, the moral shame, and how to use it to do good and protect from doing bad. Last week, we learned the second one out of the 7 spiritual learnings, which was Sila. And it was just avoid violating any precepts and protect your moral behavior. And we went one step further, and Hamdru told us last week that not only avoid violating 5 precepts, but also you can go one step further. For example, if you not kill animals, you will be protected. And the next step would be to show metta karuna towards other living beings. And today we learned another one. And it was basically a shield of protection, according to Saptha. You have a shield to protect from what? Protect from doing bad things, negative things. Basically, the 10 unwholesome acts. And where is this moral shame coming to you? And again, Saptha explained that there are 4 ways it's coming to you from your birth, from your age, from your skills, and from the wisdom or the experiences. And Dhana also told us that you would not do any bad things and avoid negative or unwholesome activities by thinking about the reputation of your parents, for example, the dignity of your teachers, etc. So it is a shield of protection for all of us. And when it comes to shielding yourself from not doing negative or bad things, it's an individual effort. It is an individual effort. But in this case, moral shame also, it doesn't come to you from reading a book or educating yourself or any other way. It's coming to you from understanding the Dhamma in the way Buddha has taught us. And Buddha has told that if you don't have any shame, you can do any unwholesome activity. Any. So, as children, you need to protect your parents' reputation when it comes to doing things. You think about not only your reputation, but also your parents' and teachers' reputation and dignity. And that's where the moral shame builds in your mind and grow as you grow. So you would not acquire any bad karma or black karma, according to Hiri, which will ultimately give you a great opportunity to collect some spiritual learnings that will last not only for this life, but also the lives to come, according to Priyananda. And I would ask all of you to put your palms together to show our greatest respect and gratitude to both Hamaduru. Hamaduru has lots of other work, other events, but did not forget us, our children, our community, our parents. And for that, and for this Dhamma, we all wish both Hamaduru great happiness and great health, and may Triple Gem bless both Hamaduru. Tevan Saranai. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you. So we're going on to our next step now, which is homework. Who wants to go first? We're talking about Sila. Who can share first the knowledge that you have gained from last week's lesson? That's interesting. No one wants to go? Okay. Vidun and Vidunya. Vidun and Vidunya. Start your homework, please.
Sila is the way to improve your physical and verbal actions. The Noble Eightfold Path has 3 categories. They are Sila, Samadhi, and Panya. Sila covers right speech, right action, and right livelihood.
Sila is split into 2 different ways, called Charitra and Varitra. Charitra means to do something good, and Varitra means to abstain from doing something in order to do something good. If you don't practice the 5 precepts, which are the 5 most important parts of Buddhist life, then you would become a person called Asatpurusha.
Yes, Arya. Asatpurusha means a person with a lack of morality or Sila. Monks and nuns tend to go on spiritual refuge from time to time, as they don't want to become those kind of people. They practice 8 precepts through all the days they live as a disciple of the Buddha. And at the end of every 2 weeks, we practice 10 precepts.
We can also practice these precepts by cultivating our good karma. If we do a grave karma, such as killing our parents or killing a Buddha, these sort of karma cannot be redeemed by any sort of simple act of goodness. No matter how many times you do good things, that can never be redeemed, and you will always stay in hell. This calls for us to do our best in life and to make sure that we do the most thing that we possibly can. This is called Abhayadana, which is one of the highest forms of dana. Thank you for listening.
Teruvan Saranai.
Thank you. Good night. Manaka?
Hello everyone, today I'm going to be talking about Sila. Sila or Pali in Buddhism is morality or the right code of conduct. Sila includes 3 stages which can be found along the Eightfold Path. These are white speech, white action, and white livelihood. White speech means to not lie or gossip about things, which is similar to the fourth precept. Similar to the fourth precept of the 5 precepts. White action means not to do the wrong things, which is actually similar to all of the 5 precepts. And then white livelihood means to earn a living without harming others by not compromising the 5 precepts. Thank you for listening, everyone. Dewan Sawanai.
Thank you, Monica. Let's go to Mirror Place.
Thank you, Monica Malli. පුද්ගලයෙකුගේ සිත, කය, වචනය යන තුන්දොර සංවර කර ගැනීම සීලයයි. මේ සෑම බෞද්ධයෙකුම විසින්ම රැකිය යුතු දෙවන ආර්ය ධර්මය. සාමාන්‍යයෙන් සෑම බෞද්ධයෙකුම පංචශීලය ආරක්ෂා කරන අතර බොහෝ දිනේදී අටසිල් සමාදන් වෙයි. සීලය ආරක්ෂා කිරීම යනු වැරදි නොකර සිටීමයයි. වර්තමානයේ බොහෝ මිනිසුන් ශීලය ආරක්ෂා නොකරන නිසා තිරිසන් සතුන් මෙන් හැසිරීමට පටන්ගෙන තිබෙනවා. ශීලය යනු ගුණාංගිය ඔබේ ජීවිතය පුරුදු පුහුණු කර ගැනීමෙන් තමන්ගේ ජීවිතයේ හික්මීමක් ඇති කරගෙන ජීවිතය සාර්ථක කර ගන්න ඔබටත් පුළුවන් වෙයි. තෙරුවන් සරණයි.
Thank you. Sankit, please.
Good evening, everyone. As we all know, we are doing the Sila, one of the 7 wealths. Moving on from last lesson, from the very first lesson, faith, I'd like to talk about virtue, or otherwise known as right conduct, translated to Pali Sila Dhana. Though these wealths are more important than material wealth, such as the following: money, gold, sila, bronze, properties, and the others that I missed. Life is measured by the sila, going by the first wealth, faith, second, virtue, third one, moral, shame, the fourth one, moral fear, fifth one, listening and knowledge, sixth one, generosity, the seventh one, panya deva, wisdom, otherwise known as the wisdom. Thank you for listening. Saranam Saranai.
Thank you, Sanket. Thank you for all of you. And first of all, attending Dhamma school, listening to Hamuduru's Dhamma sermon, and trying to learn something new every day. That's a great attitude. And showing your knowledge in what you're learning is even better. So thanks again. Right, let us go on to, if you have any questions with regard to today's lesson or the previous 2 lessons that we learned about spiritual learnings, Shraddha and Sila. Has anyone got any questions? No? Right. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a simple question. For you to have Shraddha, for example, what does Shraddha do to you as a person?
So Shraddha means like faith to Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, So what Shraddha does to you is that it makes you more devoted to the Buddha, and it makes you respect the Buddha more, in a way.
Yeah, that's the bottom line. You have this greatest respect coming from the bottom of your heart towards Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. Viral, what helps you respect Buddha?
What helps me respect him is the way that he taught us, like the Buddhism, and especially the main thing I learned is calming myself and not getting angry. That's one of the main thing I learned from Buddha, and I really appreciate it.
Think about this way. What helps you to respect your parents?
Well, they help. Well, they like do everything for me, so I have to respect them and give my honor to them, because like they make me go to school and like buy everything I want and everything I need for school and other stuff.
Yeah. So it's basically, if you summarize it, they show you
Kindness.
Yeah, they show you kindness, protection. Yeah.
Yeah.
Think along the same line. What can you say about respecting Buddha? Monica? What makes you help respect Buddha?
Well, I guess Buddha, since Buddha invented all the teachings, and I have learnt most of them. Yeah, so technically he's taught me most of the things which I currently know now.
How did Buddha get all this knowledge? The Dhamma knowledge. Sankhya. You got to unmute, Sanket.
Because he had the passion to find the knowledge from the very start, and then he continued whatever the obstacles there were, he continued. That's then eventually he found the Dhamma.
Yeah.
And became enlightened.
Good. Thank you. With them?
So Buddha found the Dhamma by, so at first Buddha didn't know what the Dhamma was, obviously, and then when he started meditating, he went through a journey to become and understand the truth, and on that journey he realized different parts of the Dhamma while meditating. That's my guess.
So we learned the other.
Okay.
Before going on to that, then Viral said that he's respecting his parents because his parents show certain qualities.
Yeah.
Okay. So we respect Buddha. Why?
Because he was the one who taught us the Dhamma and taught us how to live a life properly.
Yeah, I just gave you a hint. We respect parents because the parents show certain good qualities.
Oh, so
One, yeah, if you think along the same line, why should we respect Buddha? Because, come on, guys, you got to do.
Actually, it is because he showed us the way to overcome suffering in this world.
Yeah, that's one of them. So when you say Itipiso Bhagava Arahang Gatha, what do you say? What do you mention? What is that Gatha, the meaning of that Gatha?
Could you repeat it again, please?
The Gatha, Itipiso Bhagava Arahang Gatha. We say that Gatha to respect Buddha. Why? Vidunya. Vidunya.
To respect the 9 qualities of the Buddha.
Yeah. 9 qualities of Buddha. Because Buddha has got great qualities. Because of those great qualities, we develop the greatest respect that comes from the bottom of our heart. Same with Dhamma. You identify that there are 6 qualities of Dhamma, and therefore the respect towards Dhamma. 9 qualities of Sangha, therefore the respect towards Sangha. Okay, it is the qualities that you think about when you respect Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. I'll tell you a little story to understand this. There was a Brahmin called Sirinagar in Anuradhapura time, the ancient time of Sri Lanka. And he was a powerful person. He deployed a campaign to oust the then king by protesting. So he collected some people around him and then started protesting. And he wanted money to pay for these people who are helping him to protest. So he thought about finding money. And what did he do? He started breaking dagabas, chaityas. One day he went to one of the villages in Anuradhapura with all his men and found this dagaba. And they tried to break it, they couldn't find the secret door to enter the dagaba. So they started asking people in that village to see if anyone knew how to break this dagaba so that they can take the valuables from inside the dagaba. So the villagers said, sorry, we don't know. And one person came up and said to Sirinagar, I know someone who might know how to break this dagaba. and he is an upasaka. Who is an upasaka? Who is an upasaka?
Is it the one with like this? The one with the one that stays with the monks? So, like the one that wears like white clothes.
Yeah, it's one of the 4 types of Buddha's followers. Bhikkhu, bhikkhuni, upasaka, upasika. Yeah, upasaka is one of the types. So upasaka is a person who follows Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. Vidhan, you wanted to say something?
No, I just wanted to say the meaning of upasaka, that's why.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So, because he comes to worship this Dagaba, they said he might know how to find that secret door to enter Dagaba. So Sirinaga told his men to go and bring this person. So their men went, found this Upasaka, and brought him near the Dagaba. Sirinaga called him, the Upasaka, and asked him to break it. The Upasaka said, what do you think Upasaka would have told him when he asked him to break the Dagaba? Sankhya. What do you think the Upasaka would have told the Sirinaga? Did he say, yes, I will help you break the Dagaba, or?
I don't think he would have, but I don't know what he would have said. He wouldn't break it for sure. Maybe he'd teach a lesson or something.
Any guess, Virul?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure. I'll give you a hint. He's an Upasaka. Manuka. What do you think he would have said to Sirinaga when he was asked to break the Dagaba? Any idea, Manuka? You think he said, yes, I'll break it, or?
I think he said no.
No. Why do you think he would have said no?
I'm not really sure.
That's the right answer. Vidunya, what do you think the Upasaka told Sirinaga? That I can't help break this Dagaba.
I think he said no because as he's in no wait.
What is an Upasaka?
It's one of the
Disciples of Buddha.
disciples of the Buddha.
Yeah.
Is
So
it
why
because
okay, so what he said was, Sirinaga, what you would have said? Now he's threatening. Sirinaga is a powerful person. He's threatening this Upasaka. I will kill you if you don't help me break this. But the Upasaka said, no, 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 I can't do that because I have taken refuge of Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. Therefore, I am not going to do this. So what type of qualities should he have in order to say that statement? Yes, Vidam.
Good qualities.
Yeah, what are they? Can you name some?
You would need to have gratitude
Towards
the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha.
yes, yeah. And another one, Sanket? What qualities should one has, or the Upasaka should have, in order to say, no, I'm not going to help break this Dagaba?
Wisdom.
Yeah, wisdom. Where should the wisdom come from to him? Viru? What qualities should he have?
I was going to say respect them
Respect who?
for like saying no to, for not saying no to unbreak it.
Yeah.
Like respect his words.
Yeah, where is that encouragement coming to him? Where did it come from? By doing what?
Meditating.
What does the Upasaka do?
Meditate.
Yeah, he could meditate, but what does he primarily do? An Upasaka. He take refuge in Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, doesn't he? Yeah, he take refuge in Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. What does that mean? Sanket.
Respected the Buddha, the Dhamma, the
Yes. Yes. That's called Shraddha. That's called Shraddha, the respect, the greatest respect from the bottom of your heart towards the triple gem. See how straight that person is. How he is fearful. Not fearful to say those words. No, I'm not going to. You can kill me. I'm not going to break this Dhamma. How courageous for him to say words like that. And where does that come from? Shraddha, the greatest respect towards triple gem. Okay, that's a little story for you to remember when one develops Shraddha. It should be unshakable. Should be unshakable. If the Upasaka said, oh, I'm fearful of my life, I have 7 sons to protect, I have a family to look after. If you think all of this, he would have said yes. But he didn't think about any of other things other than Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. Oh, he was killed by Sirinaga, and he was immediately born in Tautisa Devlo because of that greatest respect towards the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. Sanket, are you doing something else? You good to?
I was writing something.
Look at the camera, please. Yeah. Right. Okay. Good. So I think we took a bit of time to understand what is Shraddha. And I want you to remember that story, please. It's a great story to show how much courage you can develop towards Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. Okay. Right. When Padma teacher comes, we'll do the short meditation. Padma, are you around? Padma, over to you for the meditation, please.
Thank you very much, Rasika. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Vidunya. Vidun.
Good evening.
No answer. I did not hear.
Good evening.
Vidun. Good evening, Vidun.
Good evening.
I can't hear Vidun's voice. I
Sure,
want
good
Vidun's voice. I
evening.
always hear Vidunya's voice.
Good evening.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Good evening. Good evening, Manuka.
Good evening.
Good evening, Sanat. Sanat, is it? Sanat. Sanket, sorry, Sanket.
Good evening, Padmanandi.
Good evening. Good evening, Virul.
Good evening.
Today, happy? Yes. Manuka looks like tired. No? Happy birds, very good. We learned today about Hiri Ashamed, is it? Am I right? Yeah, very good. Would you like to do a bit of meditation about that? Yes? Can someone answer to me, please?
Yes.
Thank you. It's a hard time, is it? Okay. We will sit in a comfortable posture. I'm sorry, I need to go somewhere. Where you want to go? You want to have a short break or you want to go somewhere with your parents, Sanket?
I need to go to somebody's house to learn something.
Okay, okay. Ask the Rasika uncle and go. Okay? Please tell him. Yeah? He answered to that?
Not yet. My mom tell I need to go to dance practice.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you, Sanket.
It's okay. If you has already told Rasika uncle, it's all right. You can go.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let's sit in a comfortable posture, rest of the others. Keep you sitting comfortable, straight, back straight, all your body straight. Gently close your eyes. Be happy. Send loving kindness to yourself, to whole body from head to toe. Experience the serenity within yourself, the peace. End of the class, maybe you are very tired and you are reluctant to listen and everything. This is the time you can improve your effort. You get chance to improve your effort in this difficult situation. Manuka, can you hear me? Keep your body straight, please, my dear. Only few today because only few of you are here, but I don't want to waste your precious time being here. So we will try to use our time wisely. Yeah? So just remember something before wrong thing. The time you were reluctant to do that wrong thing in your life. Maybe very simple thing in your age. Remember something you have done, something wrong, very simple thing. Fighting with your sisters, maybe something taken, not belongs to you, telling lies. Very simple things. Those are not simple, but at this moment in your age. This is the way we have to cultivate Hiri Ashamed. After doing something or before doing something, if you feel guilt about that, reluctant to do something, or after doing, you repent on that. Repentance. It's very useful us to understand in depth. And build up your moral fears to do these wrong things. Whatever it is, 10 unwholesome karmas. You have to put that under control before it has chance to take hold and grow very firmly. What are those? What are those things? Bodily actions, killing or destructions of life, stealing or taking what is not given, sexual misconduct, or all kind of bodily harm. Verbal actions. So I have told already 3, whatever you can remember, is it now? Once you heard, it will stay in your head definitely. Verbal actions, false speech, hateful speech, harsh speech, and very playful talks or gossips. So you have to under control all these things before it grows. If you started now itself in this age, you will be in a better life. Mental actions, covetousness. Maybe you have heard last time, but there was preaching how covetousness works. If you have listened to this Dhamma talks, ill will, wrong views. So I have already mentioned now 10 unwholesome karmas. Think of all these things from today onwards, not to grow, not to practice all these wrong things. Control over all these emotions and bad behaviors. And we have to protect our 5 precepts. Not taking the lives of a living being. The second precept, refraining from taking whatever not given. Third precept, misuse of sensual sexual pleasures. Fourth, abstain from wrong speech, false speech. Fifth, intoxicants that cloud your mind. Refrain from all these things. Recall all this what you heard, spending 2 minutes. If you have done this akusal karma, killing or destructions of life, there are possibilities for you to be disabled. That is what mentioned in the Buddhism, the harmful consequences. So therefore we have to be very careful not to do these bad deeds. Very unpleasant personality, extremely unattractive, weak and feeble. Easily, someone can frighten you. Those are the few things. Unhealthy, always you fall sick, and your life is short. If you are stealing, you will born in a poor family. How difficult, think of people who is in Africa, even in Sri Lanka, people who is poor, suffering. So it's very rare chance to reach. You will not get enough food, always disappointed, always being cheated by someone. You will lose your valuable things. So if you are sexually misconduct, always being hated by your co-workers, your friends, your relatives, you are often be separated from loved ones if you are doing wrong things. Just to know, for you to improve, just meditate on all these things to improve yourself. You will get bad teeth, disordered teeth when you are telling lies. Poor personality, complicated mind. That is what Buddhism says. So harsh speech, if you are practicing, you will always hear unhappy stories. You will die in delusion. I just mentioned few things just for you to know. You can search more. If you are always playful, carry on gossips, nobody will trust you. Nobody will respect you. If you are covered, crafty, you will be born in a low class family. Or ill will or harmful intentions, your body will be ugly. Always fall sick. If you have not improved wrong waves, you will have always low mentality. So therefore, we have to be very careful, very mindful. What is going within yourself. So I will leave you another 1 minute to recall what you heard. We will recite silently the sum of the things that I have shaped into this person that I am today are my parents, family, and the people that I grew up around. Also some of the events in my life. Therefore, I am very grateful to everyone in my life, all in this universe. May they long protect with the blessings of the salacious gods and the power of the triple gem. May my departed relatives share all these merits, and may they be well, be happy and peaceful. With the power of triple gem, may I be well, may I be happy, may I be peaceful. Bringing our palms joined together, close to our heart, very mindfully. We're grateful to having this opportunity, and let's share our gratitude with all of us, saying 3 times, Sadhu. Would like to go ahead, please? Okay, we don't, please. Excellent, very calming sadhu sound. Everybody has to practice like that. Thank you very much for being here. Encourage your friends as well. It's a great help what you are doing. Keep talking to your friends and encourage them to come to the Dhamma school. Thank you, Rasikamalli. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Padma, for reminding children about moral shame and how to think about the essence of it and convert into meditation. What a lovely idea. Okay. So let us meet next week again, as usual, with the homework of Hiri, or moral shame. Show us your understanding, include examples, include other lessons, or refer to other lessons that you have learned in the past. And like Padma teacher told, it's very kind of you, very good of you to join Dhamma school and learn Dhamma. So, Therun Saranai, everyone, and I would like all the children one by one to say Therun Saranai to Hamaduru and teachers. With them and with them, yeah.
Therwan Saranai Hamadurune, Therwan Saranai Padmanandi, and Therwan Saranai Tata.
Therwan Saranai Hamdurune, Therwan Saranai Tata, and Therwan Saranai Padmanandi.
Monica?
Therwan Saranai Hamadure Wasikamama and Padma Auntie.
Therun Saranai. Virul, please.
Therwan Saranai Hamadurune Rasikaman Padmanandi.
Therun Saranai. Therun Saranai Padma. See you next week. Therun Saranai Siddha.
Saranai.
Therwan Saranai.